Your team was down by 9 midway through the fourth quarter. How did they pull it out?
I think we found a way to make plays late. On both ends. It's one of those things where our energy level wasn't great to start, and I think we were trying. It just shots weren't falling. Our offense wasn't clicking, so we struggled most of the first half into the third quarter. So to see us gut it out late was huge. We had big possessions. Brad makes an incredible play to Kuz. Our execution off the board and onto the floor after timeouts was great. So we gave ourselves a chance.
Again, it's just game 11. But what does it say so far about the team that when it doesn't play well offensively, it can somehow grind out a game like this?
Yeah, it's a character win. I think it's we've seen this at times early in these 11 games. The resilience this group has shown, whether we're down a few guys or we haven't played well, we find a way somehow, whether it's on the offensive end or defensive end, to gut them out.
Wes, with how Brad was playing through most of this game, he's obviously out there in the fourth quarter. He's still the first option, I know, but is the direction just kind of like, okay, if he's not got it, it's Kuz all day? Or
no, I think we still run action, to get certain guys, looks. A lot of that is Brad, and we know he's going to garner so much attention. And he's got a great feel that he can read, and he understands, if I got two guys on me, somebody's open, and he's a willing playmaker. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, where you got a guy who can get you a bucket at any time, but yet he's also willing to make the right read and make the right play.
The fact that energy had been a downfall in some of those earlier losses, and you were able to kind of turn that around tonight, is that more, do you look at that as, okay, we were able to do that one game, or do you think that was, you guys accomplished something sustainable or repeated?
Well, I think, maybe the lack of energy was not the right word. I think we didn't play with a ton of purpose. And I think we're kind of just out there. The more we got organized, I thought the better we were as far as executing. Defensively, at times they played to their strengths, and we allowed them to do that. So we got to clean that up. But overall, I'm pleased to see the way we responded late in the game, because it's not necessarily how you start, but how you finish.
The guys we were talking about before the game, a chip on their shoulder. Montrezl comes out tonight, huge performance as far as just his energy and just his strength using it in the paint. And obviously, he's a roller with Brad in that pick and roll. What does he bring to this team as far as just that kind of, that you use the word engine, so engine off the bench?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's just that. His voice is carries a lot of weight, but that energy is contagious, and it's not just the highlight plays where he's dunking the ball, or he's the first guy to the floor, or he's getting second possessions. He kind of just galvanizes that group at times, and I think it's sometimes he does it on his own, where he has that stretch in the first half where he was kind of the lone offense, but it's also behind the scenes, his voice on the bench, his voice in the locker room. So it's great to have a guy like that who's played in big moments and understands the value of that.
And then Kuz is going to get a lot of the attention for the 2 threes he made there down the stretch, but just his defense and staying in front of guys tonight looked like Cleveland was having a hard time. What does that do for your team, just as playing a defense on the string kind of thing?
Well, I think it's going to be it's a good sign. We saw it early in the preseason, obviously throughout the regular season, is our ability to switch and keep guys in front, and Kyle was able to do that. So he's able to absorb some of the physical contact of those bigger wings, those power forwards, as well as keep those smalls in front, which is valuable. So it keeps you out of rotations. And the way he's rebounded the ball in general has been, dynamic. So if we can put those two things together, and you make a couple threes, you're a pretty good player.
What kind of sense do you make out of Brad tonight? I think he started over 10.
Mm-hmm.
Got moving a little bit.
I think, sometimes you have nights like that, and didn't go. He got great looks early. They didn't go down, but he didn't hang his head. He kept playing. He didn't force anything, which I thought was great. And, at times it's like your security blanket. You want it to go well for him because you want to see him get going, but he let the game come to him, and he responded obviously late in the fourth and made big plays.
Chase. Hey Wes, just what can you say about Kyle Kuzma making 2 threes in the final 26 seconds and 4 threes in the final 5:42?
The kid's got, poise, and he's not overly concerned about missed shots. Um, you know, I think he's been there and done it before. All his teammates have confidence in him. I have confidence in him. We as a staff trust that he's going to make those shots. So, as long as they're shots that we're generating, those are great looks. I have all the confidence in the world. So it was good to see him step up and make them when they counted.
And how about Trez having the first half that he did against such a big front court and also getting to the free throw line as we discussed before the game?
That's big for us. I mean, he was kind of the guy that stabilized us. We didn't get a lot going in the first half offensively. We struggled at times. So, his impact, on the rim, getting to the free throw line, to your point, that not only gives us points, but allows us to set our defense.
Yeah.
Hey Wes, on the three, I'm always curious when you have that's an Iverson curve, right? To get Brad the ball to start. Is that is that a read for him, or is that always designed to get to Kuzma the shot?
No, it's a read. There's three options in that play. I'm not going to tell you all three, but it was a heck of a read. It is an option, of course.
Yeah.
But and he made the right play.
And I just, Brad's always said body language is a tell for him when he's not shooting the ball well. And I wonder what you saw from him as the game went on in terms of body languages. He kind of started doing other things besides scoring to keep you in the game.
Yeah, and I mean that's the hallmark of a pro. Find a way to impact the game. And his strength offensively, we know is through the roof. But when it's not going well, what else can you do? He made big plays defensively. Deflections. Got a steal late. So, I think he knows we're going to lean on him, on the offensive end. And to show that, he's not hanging his head, he's going to stay in the game, compete, and find a way to help his teammates stay afloat. It's a good thing to see. It's a guy who understands the value of his presence.
Neil.
Hey, Coach, I was going to ask you about Brad's reads on that play, but another question, and maybe it's just nothing because you guys got the win, but do you have a conversation with Corey Kispert and say, hey, just hold the ball in that situation, or do you just move on and forget about it?
We'll talk about it. It's something we'll show on film. It's not a huge deal, but I think it's a teaching moment for him. But he did a lot of good things tonight. I liked his aggression. Hit the pace at which he cuts and moves. I thought he did some good things for us.
And obviously in this situation, when they have to go full court in 0.7 seconds, there's no inclination of foul. I think early in the season, there was a similar situation, more time, you guys didn't foul. What's your overall philosophy on fouling up three late?
Well, I think it kind of depends on who's on the floor. Long story short, I've been burnt by both fouling and not fouling. So, and in particular, Ricky Rubio was the guy. So, I think it's just more of a feel and a read. In general, I would say in those situations you foul, but I think it's a read as far as who's on the floor and the flow of the game.
Thanks, Coach. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Last question to Wayne.
Hey, Coach. To get a gritty win like this on the road, what were you really impressed with the most from tonight's game?
Just the way we finished the game. I thought, we kind of slogged through the first half. We were not very efficient offensively. Really struggled to get things going. Had some good looks, but it's obviously make or miss, and we missed quite a bit. Give their defense credit. They're very physical. They make you work for everything. Their length, their pursuit. They do a great job of flying around. So they made it tough on us. But the fact that we were able to kind of gut things out late, make big plays on both ends of the floor, and it goes back to that thing we've talked about, our resilience. Mm-hmm. I think it's, part of who we are and how we have to play.
And just following up on that resiliency word, how does it feel to know that when things aren't going your way, you still can find a way to win these type of games early? Can you just speak to that?
Yeah, I was said earlier, it's a character win. It just proves that, even when we don't play our best, we've got enough. And it's a great sign to see that our guys didn't let go of the rope. We just kept fighting. It's not always going to be easy. That's just the nature of the league. And so it's good to see us get one and earn one, on the road.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, coach. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
How do you make sense of that win?
Man, we just got real. We got a resilient group of guys, really. We had no business, kind of winning that game with the type of energy and effort that we played with for 3.5 quarters. We didn't have a lead the whole second half, obviously until the end. But when it was nut cutting time, we did a good job of playing the right way, finding the open man, and also getting stops. We held that team to 95, 90. What was it? What was the score? You know score? 97, 94 points. That's big time. So for us to do that on the road and start our road trip off right with the stretch of games we have is important.
You said it. It's not that you guys were next. You were out rebounding them, making good looks and everything like that. Was there frustration throughout the second half of like, okay, when can we get it going, or kind of what were the emotions there?
We were just real quiet. We were real quiet. I think once we kind of got some stops, we saw the ball go in a little bit. Brad saw the ball go in a little bit during that little run, where that was like the start of fourth or end of the third. And then we kind of got our mojo a little bit back, talking, communicating, getting stops. That was the key to the game, really.
Kyle, you know what it takes to win in this league. Does a win like this reflect chemistry, or does it create chemistry?
A little bit of both. I think, we have an okay chemistry right now. Obviously, it's still early and young in the season, 11 games in, but that's something that can take okay chemistry to good chemistry, find a way on a road with the crowd against you, with a big front court like they had. And for us to pull out a win like that, that's a big moral victory, obviously outside of winning, but for the morale of the team and to keep guys, kind of together and see how we molded as in the one out there. That last 5 minutes of the game was huge.
And how did you feel about your performance?
I'm a confident person. Always been this way, and my teammates did a great job of finding me down the stretch. And obviously, with me, I was just, I put in a lot of work. At the end of the day, I'm ready for those moments. I believe every shot that I take has a chance to go in, and you have to have that mentality if you want to be successful at this level with other elite athletes. So, I was just ready. I was ready for it, and plus there was, some hecklers during the game talking to me, so I had to. It was their fault, really. It was their fault.
Well, we saw you turn from our vantage point. We couldn't hear.
Yeah, that was to
That
them.
we were-
Yeah, that was to them. Yeah, they had a sign. They had a sign up that said, LeBron won Kuzma his ring. And, I said, without LeBron, Cleveland wouldn't be shit. So, they chose violence, and I just kept going. So, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Well, just to be clear, when you say they didn't touch your,
Not violence, but, they were just talking too much. Unnecessary.
You said the word stops a lot. What has this team so connected defensively as out on the perimeter?
Man, obviously, I think a lot of it comes from, us new guys kind of coming in, and we're defensive-oriented people. But also, Coach West, he does a great job. I think a lot of times in this league, what separates good teams and bad teams is defensive schemes. And, I've been on both sides of the ball. I've been on good teams and I've been on bad teams at the earlier part of my career. And, one of the reasons why I thought we were back is we didn't really have schemes and whatnot. And when you come here, first day in training camp, we want to be a top 10 defensive team. Okay, how do we get that? West puts us in great situations, and it's really no air out there. You kind of know what it is. If it's a step up, clear side, we know what to do. Same thing. If we're locking the trail, we know what to do. And that just clears up a lot of thoughts you may have on the court, so you can just play freely and play.
You, Trez, and KCP coming along, obviously bringing a sense of grit with the year. How much do you think you guys have impacted this team? And is it at all interesting to you that, usually when new teams come together, it doesn't come along this quickly in a way?
I mean, we got a bunch of dogs, man. Obviously me and KCP, we've won. We know how to win in this league. Trez has always been an underdog his whole entire career, being a second round pick and fighting his way through the G League and all the way to being a sixth man. But the people here too, it's not just us, it's a collective group. It's the coaching staff, it's us, it's Brad wanting to, win big in this league. It's Neto coming in, being a dog for us, being huge, Gaff, it's everybody. And it's all about the culture. It's all about trying to change cultures and just win. I mean, everything's good when you win. So.
And last one for me, to that point about Trez, what about his energy just kind of galvanizes everybody?
Well, I mean, Trez plays hard as shit every night out. You got to prepare for him. Opposite team, you got to bring your best every night because he's coming at you full throttle. He's crashing a rebound. He's crashing the offensive glass every single time. Defensive glass. He's challenging shots. If you give it to him in the pocket, he's got it in the paint. It's probably going in the rim. So, he's a beast, and that energy. We feed off of it, and it's important. Especially for 82 games. You can't bring that type of energy collectively as a group. Every night it's impossible. But when you see guys out there like him doing it every night, it motivates you to play hard. So.
All right, last question to Chase here, real quick.
Kuz, during the preseason, you said that it might take some patience. It might take 10 to 20 games. And Brad kind of said the same thing, that patience was the operative word. And here you guys are at 8-3. What do you think now, 11 games later? Do you think it still requires some patience? You mentioned chemistry, or have things clicked quicker than you thought?
I mean, we're picking up wins, but I think we can take it to another level. I think that's kind of just really plain and simple. Obviously, I think we have ways to go. We have a couple of levels that we could take it up to. That's just kind of, next level thinking, certain things defensively we can be better at. Offensively, we can be way, way better. And, like I said, from the jump, it's going to take time. And every regular season game is rehearsals for the playoffs. And, by the time we get to, March, April, when we figure things out, hopefully we're on the right side of things. So, like I said, we got a long ways to go. Obviously, it's great to be 8-3, but it really doesn't matter in November, in early November. So.
I appreciate you, Kuz.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Brad, how do you make sense of that win?
First praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's who I credit this win to. Dealing with a little personal matter. I lost my grandma yesterday. It's just not easy, and especially the guy next to me, he's been through it and helped me through it. This is tough. This is a tough time for me, tough time for the team, and but our guys, they won this game. Like they won this game. I wasn't in it mentally, physically, emotionally, but my teammates won this game in every shape and fashion. They competed start to finish. When we were down 10 plus points, we still stayed the course and just battled it out. The one thing, my granny is she's like my mom 2.0, and she is super special. And I know the ultimate thing she would have wanted me to do is go out there and fight and play. As hard as it would have been, and as hard as it was tonight, and that's what she wanted. So hopefully she's proud. But credit to my teammates and God.
Trez, I know you can relate to that. What did it mean to you to be able to help Brad out in that way?
Honestly, I really didn't. We really didn't kind of get the news until like after the game. I just kind of knew he was doing some on a personal level. And really, just rallied around him, man. That's all we can do at times like this. You never know what somebody's going through in their personal life. No matter who they are. So he was dealing with something that was really heavy on his heart, and we just wanted to rally around him and let him know that we was there for him. That's all I kept telling him every time out, every time up the floor. You feel me? Like, I'm with you. You feel me? I'm with you. Right here after this, no matter what, I'm with you. I just want them to understand that, because that's all some people need sometimes.
Yeah.
We can't fix the problem right there. We can't ask him what's going on right there and have a full talk on it. Just needs to know that somebody's riding with him, and I want him to know that. And still goes credit to him, man. He dug in and did one of the hardest things it was able for anybody to do, man, losing a loved one close like that, man. He went out there and competed and he played. Came down in the third and fourth quarter, hit some big time shots with us. So he just as much helped us win this game as everybody in our locker room. Simple as that. But like I said, I just wanted to let them know that I'm riding with him.
Brad, what does it feel like to have that sense of support from everybody in that locker room?
I mean, it was great, because it started yesterday. I found out right when we landed here, and that's never easy. You have a whole day to just sit on it and I've never lost anybody close to me. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel. I don't know who to go to. But it's awesome to have teammates, an organization, a coach, who loves you and supports you, and, who has your back. Nobody knew before the game. Only a select few people knew. Coach knew. Tommy knew. One of my trainers, Sashia Jones, knew. And maybe all like the upper ups, but I didn't want my teammates knowing. I didn't want them just being concerned about me or just, worried about me. Like, let's go win this game. That's what she would want. Let's win this game. But eventually, like, guys see it on my face. I was wearing it all night. I couldn't hide it. Because when I play basketball, she watched me play. She watches me. She was there. She came to my games. She was physically there. And now that can't happen to her. So that's tough.
Chase.
First of all, Brad, my condolences to you. Trez, I'll ask you this. Just how big was it, Kyle Kuzma, the finish there? He had 4 threes in the final 5 minutes and 42 seconds. What did that mean to the team?
He kept playing, he didn't get down on himself, even when they were trying to go at him on the defensive end of the floor. He kept playing, he kept us focused into the game. He didn't try to, go all out and get it all in one play. He got in the floor, the pace of the game, and, coach called some great plays. He, was able to spot up, 2 or 3 times in that left deep corner and knock down big shots, shots that he practices on a day-to-day basis with trainers and also throughout our practice and stuff like that. So, it's definitely was big time shots, but like I said, for him to step up and just, go throughout the floor and the play of the game and then take them in the, crucial time of the moment and the situation that we was in, it was big. But like I said, when you practice those things and you get the reps taking those shots, it becomes effortless to you. So, basically just, shot his normal shots that what the defense gave him. Simple as that.
Kellen.
Hey, Brad, my condolences to you as well. Trez, Kyle Kuzma was saying that Coach West has, he gives him a lot of credit for being very clear in what you guys have to do defensively. I'm just curious, what is West's impact on the team? Like, what do you think he, brings most to the team, and how does he keep you guys focused?
I mean, I think I did a great job of picking the right head coach, man. As you can see, it's resulting into our play. Coach comes in with a, simple game plan, both offensively and defensively, as far as each team goes. But he, coach does all the little things that some guys may, not want to do at point in times. Guys on, certain situations, but we're all brought in and tied in, and we support them 100% because at the end of the day, it's a collective, group effort. It's not just the coaches and then the players and then the top staff. Now, I think this organization, moves at its best when we're all working together as one. And I think that's what coach has done a great job of coming in and instilling with everybody. Coaching staff, players, even down all the way up to the front office with Tommy. And our owner, man, you see it at our home games and things like that, man. So really, it's just been a great, a great time to be a part of, all the things that they're doing as an organization. But, I think, like I said, I tell people all the time, I think we understand that we haven't done anything yet. We're still constantly keep working. We're still constantly just trying to put together good days behind each other.
Appreciate it.
Neil.
Hey, Brad, sorry for your loss. Condolences to your family. Is there any, favorite memory that you have that you're willing to share with your grandma and how she impacted you in basketball?
Probably too many to count, honestly. Just, I don't know. She was always, it's funny when I passed the ball to Kuz in the corner, it was just like, I knew she was in the play. Like, I just said, touch this play, just let me know you're here. Let me know you're watching. And I just knew that she was, it didn't matter. She didn't care if I scored 30 or if I had 5. She just wanted to watch me play. She knew I was going to play hard and play well for her. Granted, I don't get those opportunities anymore, but I have a whole memoir in the back of my head of great memories that she left with me. She's instilled so many life lessons. The way I am today and who I am, is a lot because of her, and that just trickled down to my mom and trickled down to me and her boys. And now that's going to trickle down to my boys. So, it's as tough as it is, I'm definitely happy and proud, she's in a better place and, she lived her life thoroughly and passed on a lot of knowledge that I can take and run with and pass down to my boys.
Thanks, Brad. Take care.
Thank you.
We have one more in-person question.
Brad, did you consider not playing tonight at all?
Yeah, it was tough yesterday. Because I was already here, so it was like I didn't want to leave and just kind of have my teammates worrying in that way. Like it's crazy. I'm never thinking about myself. I'm always thinking about the team and other guys and just how they would feel versus when I was the one who needed a lot to pick me up tonight. And I had that. And it's like I said before, I think I told you this before, it's okay to feel human. It's okay to, to go through stuff as hard to not be Superman all the time. And I wasn't Superman tonight at all. So I definitely credit my teammates and my support system for getting me through, because that's all I want to do is just get through the night. I know my days, I have tougher days ahead for sure, especially this weekend. But, it's you trust the Lord and you keep moving. That's all I can do.
We understand. We understand as people. If you had taken that out, we would have understood it as a group and we would have supported. Because that's, at the end of the day, like I said, everybody got things that's going on. So this man wanted this out and actually, grieved by the loss of somebody that he has near and dear to his heart, we would have understood. We came with a game plan, win, lose, or draw as a team, and moved on. But at the end of the day, as long as you know that we got his back and he didn't have to feel like that he had to come out and play tonight, that's all that mattered. As long as he knew that he could, whatever decision he wanted to make, we was going to ride with him regardless.
I thought it could be a distraction. It wasn't. Wasn't at all. We kind of, as athletes, we use basketball and our sports as a way to get away from things we deal with on a daily, our stresses and our adversity.
Real life.
This is our muse. Basketball sports is our muse. This is our getaway. I didn't have that tonight. So it's tough. It's tough.
Next question.
Yep. We're gonna be in Cleveland. Get you one of these buckets.